Let's bring in, we're excited to also welcome to the show from Power of the Future, the founder and executive director, Daniel Turner. Daniel, it's great to see you again. So let's get your reaction to this. Democrat Congressman Ro Khanna went after outgoing climate czar John Kerry. John Kerry stepping down. John Kerry made these claims about Russia and climate and Ukraine. Crazy stuff. Watch this.
If Russia has the ability to wage a war illegally and invade another country, they ought to be able to find the effort to be responsible in the climate issue. Russia is one of the largest emitters in the world. If Russia wanted to show good faith, they could go out and announce what their reductions are going to be and make a greater effort to reduce emissions now. And maybe that would open up the door for people to feel better about what Russia is choosing to do at this point in time.
That's that's an absurd comment. I don't know what he was thinking, but I can't defend that. That's an absurd comment.
What do you think, sir?
It's not an absurd comment for John Kerry, because this is the focus of his life and for all of his time in the administration. It's insane, don't get me wrong, but if you are pushing this climate narrative, then you see climate change as the only important issue to deal with. And so, yeah, Russia's invading Ukraine. That's too bad, but it's worse that they're not attacking climate change. This is the level of insanity the Green Movement pushes on the American people.
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear. And you know what's really happening behind the scenes? We're wondering if you saw this story, this alarming story out of the Washington Post. America literally running out of power in states like Texas, Arizona, Georgia, Virginia. It's these, electricity-hungry data centers for the cloud, clean technology factories, swamping utilities. That's the president's green energy push for electric cars and for solar panels. But the Washington Post makes this point. There are, quote, no credible plans to expand the nation's really rickety arthritic power grid, that the government is behind the eight ball. They're not stepping up. What do you think?
We have so many fossil fuels in this country. We have generations of oil and natural gas and coal. Our parents didn't deal with this grid problem. Our grandparents didn't. These are new problems, and it's because we are attacking the fossil fuel industry. And here's the best example of it. Do you remember just 2 years ago, Joe Biden was in Boston, and he was outside of a power plant that closed, a coal plant, and he said, we're going to build wind and solar. Well, they didn't build wind and solar first. They dismantled the coal plant first. And that's what we're doing. We're shutting down coal. We're shutting down natural gas. And they are saying the wind and solar will get built. And in that delta, we're having grid problems. This is not remotely surprising.
Stay on that for a second. It's grid problems. It's also this. The utility power companies are really stressed. The new reports coming in, Utility Xcel Energy now says its power lines may have ignited the Texas wildfires now raging in the Texas Panhandle. The biggest in state history. It's burning more than 1 million acres, destroying homes and killing thousands of livestock. So when you see Xcel Energy struggling like this, and you see it in California, because the power grid is stressed from what the Biden White House is putting on it with electric, car mandates, solar panels, AI, data centers, and more. I mean, the fire was so extensive, it took a week for a handful of fires to burn as much as land as thousands of fires over 4 years, and I think up through 2021. So are they getting the wake-up call? Yeah, go ahead.
The Maui fires were similar. There were electric grid problems that people knew were a problem, but they were put on hold because the electric grid company was pushing a green agenda. California has seen this. The electric grid company is pushing a green agenda, and they're not doing their job of keeping wires, keeping transmission lines up to date, et cetera. This is totally unsurprising. The electric grid, and I'm not blaming the utilities, they are burdened with a green agenda, and they're not able to do their job.
Got it. Daniel Turner, thanks for joining us. Coming up, we've got Fox News contributor Joe Concha.